are going to do the INDORAPTOR movesets and heavies and stuff. I'm going to turn my voice changer on so you can hear me better.
We'll be talking about the potential moveset, stances, and heavy attacks for the INDORAPTOR. Make sure to subscribe if you want INDORAPTOR, and without wasting any further time, let's get right into it. So, firstly, let's start with one of the biggest and most unique features of the INDORAPTOR, and that is its stances. The INDORAPTOR will have two stances, bipedal and quadrupedal. This already makes it one of the most unique dinosaurs in the game, as it can switch between two completely different playstyles depending on the situation. This mechanic alone could completely change how fights are approached, since players won't just rely on one moveset. They'll have to actively swap between two. Starting with the roars, both stances will have their own set of roars. This means the INDORAPTOR will have 3 roars in bipedal stance and 3 in quadrupedal stance, adding up to a total of 6 roars. This is something we've never really seen before, and it makes the INDORAPTOR feel a lot more dynamic and expressive in combat. It also gives it more personality, especially since INDORAPTOR is known for being more intelligent and unpredictable compared to other dinosaurs. Moving on, we have the moveset. This is a prediction made by me, and it is not official. Starting with the bipedal stance, I think this stance will be more focused on precision, control, and higher damage output. For the first attack, we could have a quick bite dealing around 110 damage, with decent range and speed, making it reliable for consistent damage. For the second attack, it could be a double claw swipe, a fast swipe dealing around 120 damage, allowing for quick burst damage and punishing opens. For the third attack, it could be a heavier strike, possibly a lunge or overhead slash, dealing around 165 damage, but with a slightly slower windup, rewarding good timing and position. Now moving on to a quadrupedal stance. This stance will likely focus more on speed, aggression, and mobility. For the first attack, it could be a fast snapping bite, dealing around 95 damage, but much quicker than the bipedal version, making it ideal for constant pressure. For the second attack, we could see a rushing claw swipe, allowing the INDORAPTOR to move forward while attacking, dealing around 105 damage and helping close distance on enemies. For the third attack, it could be a pounce-like ability, where the INDORAPTOR leaps forward, closing distance quickly, dealing around 140 damage. This would be great for chasing down targets or catching players off guard. Now moving on to the heavy attacks, which is where things get even more interesting. Each stance will have its own unique heavy, which adds even more depth to the gameplay. For the bipedal stance, I think the heavy could be something more brutal and cinematic. The INDORAPTOR could grab onto the opponent, slash multiple times, and then finish with a strong bite, dealing around 200 damage. This would fit its more aggressive and dominant posture, and could act as a strong punish tool in fights. For the quadrupedal stance, the heavy could be more movement-based and fluid. The INDORAPTOR could leap onto the target, pin them briefly, deal a few fast-paced bites, and then push off, dealing around 170 damage while also repositioning itself. This would match the faster and more agile nature of this stance, and could even be used both offensively and defensively, depending on the situation. Now, regarding its general stats, I think it will have around 1,700 health and a fairly high run and walk speed, similar to that of Spinoraptor. Another thing to consider is how players will actually use these two stances in combat. I think the INDORAPTOR will be very versatile overall. The bipedal stance will likely be better for direct combat, trading damage, and finishing fights, while the quadrupedal stance will be better for mobility, chasing, and repositioning. This means players will need to constantly switch between stances depending on what's happening in the fight, making it a very skill-based dinosaur, high skill ceiling. Overall, if these kinds of mechanics do end up being implemented, the INDORAPTOR could easily become one of the most complex and interesting dinosaurs in the entire game. What do you think about these predictions? And what would you want to see? Let me know in the comments section below. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.